Although XRP is seeing some significant gains, you should also keep an eye on some other news that is circulating on Twitter. This might affect XRP's price in the future. I'm going to show you something in this that you must see. Have some fresh information from Flare as well, stating that they estimate that the Flare ecosystem processes roughly $10 billion per day. However, it would be wise to begin here. The Great Takings author, David Webb, revealed how they will fabricate financial errors in order to take your assets. Many individuals are concerned about the Great Reset because of this. I'll play this now. Although it involves parts of the largest banks, the goal is for the largest banks to endure. Is it reasonable to assume that the cloud will be carried through the two large banks? Some will be present. It is designed. The public face and assets will be taken by some parts of the banks. They've proven it already. It is possible to cause the public-facing organizations to fail. Created to fail, not merely let to fail. I've attempted to show that there is a desire to embezzle funds and resources from the general populace. It has nothing to do with greed. This is attributed to greed. They already have an endless supply of money. The public is supposed to have no means and no remedy. It has to do with oppression. Therefore, this isn't truly about stealing. Ordinary criminality isn't actually the issue, and it has nothing to do with greed. This approach to warfare is hybrid. It has to do with oppression. Therefore, they do not require your belongings. They do not want you to possess it. The holding company may even go bankrupt if they are truly considering this, and we have every reason to believe that they are. So pay attention. In the US, the government will step in and save a bank if it is too big to fail. However, you are only covered up to a specific sum if you hold an account at a bank that collapses. It is often around $250,000. Therefore, you might only receive $250,000 back if your bank account fails and you have $1 million. FDIC insurance operates in this manner. However, this raises a more significant concern with systemic trust. People are becoming less confident in government-backed currencies and government-run services. This explains why digital assets are becoming so popular. Indeed, you are observing CBDCs in different contexts. It's clear that this technology is new. The future of banking, in my opinion, will involve having access to your own assets that are not held by a third party, such as a bank, as governments still desire control. I'm eager to watch when that actually occurs. Although I watched this other film, I didn't read all of the finer points that I felt were important. So allow me to return and do this. In the meanwhile, all of the big banks are working together with Ripple. Of course, this is not everything, but here are some significant ones that warrant discussion. According to reports, Bank of America is testing Ripple's technology in the US to enhance payment processes. Additionally, PNC Bank streamlines international transactions by using RippleNet. Additionally, American Express uses RippleNet to facilitate effective international payments. MX, driven by Ripple, is something I always enjoy using. Additionally, it happens instantly when you pay with your card and perform a number of other tasks, which is extremely awesome. To enable quicker cross-border payments, Canada's Imperial Bank Commerce CIBC has used RippleNet. Zip Remit transfers money internationally using Ripple's technology. Additionally, keep in mind that Mark Carney, the recently appointed Prime Minister of Canada, will be employed by the UK Treasury, HM Treasury, and Bank of England. The Bank of England was his employer. Additionally, he managed the proof of concepts and other activities related to the Bank of England's testing of Ripple and other assets, such as Quant, while he was employed there. He is therefore quite familiar with that. If Canada begins to use blockchain technology, that would be intriguing to watch. They have the right individual. As a PM, I believe Canada will leverage Mark Carney's experience in doing that. A banco in Utah, Brazil, uses Ripple to improve international money transactions. Another option is Banco Rendimento, which uses Ripple's technology to provide quicker remittance services. A huge shout out to all of my Brazilian friends. In September, I'll be in Brazil. I'm excited to see my wife's relatives. International payment services enabled by Ripple are available in Santander, UK. TransferGo offers quick money transfers with minimal fees by leveraging Ripple. Japan is another. RippleNet is used by SBI Remit to facilitate real-time payments between Thailand and Japan. Another example is FMUFG Bank, which is investigating blockchain payments in India as a member of Ripple's global steering group. To cut down on foreign payments, Kotak Mahindra Bank has integrated Ripple. Additionally, you have Industrial Bank enhances its worldwide payment capabilities by utilizing Ripple's technology. In Australia, one of the nations where my channel receives the most views. A huge thank you to Australia. Westpac is investigating Ripple's technology to improve stable currency for payments. Moreover, Airwallex uses Ripple to facilitate effective cross-border transactions. Ripple works with Sweden's SEB Bank to enhance the infrastructure for international payments. To speed up cross-border payments in Thailand, the UAE's Ron Bank collaborates with Ripple. Possess Bank of Ayodhya, Kroonsgri, and CM Commercial Bank. Workers use Ripple's technology to send money abroad. Next, we discuss how the 5-day settlement time was shortened to 3 seconds using XRP. Previously, the settlement period was between 3 and 5 days. Additionally, sending overseas transfers can result in fees of $50, $20, or $50 or thousands if it's an FX transaction or transfer. Additionally, the new method is cost-effective, speeds up transactions, and settles them in a matter of seconds, whereas the old system just has many limitations. Transparency, real-time payment tracking, minimal transaction costs, liquidity, and on-demand liquidity do away with the requirement for pre-funded accounts. The billions of funds that are currently locked up around the world might be returned to the banks and the communities that those institutions serve, where they are extremely important. Today, I also wanted to discuss some recent news. As a result of this news, the stock market saw an increase of nearly $2 trillion. I'll play it. President Trump's most recent trade truce with China has sent global markets skyrocketing, and the two biggest economies in the world have agreed to cut tariffs by 115%. That indicates that while there are still some, they are substantially lower and only last for 90 days. As a result, Wall Street, the intersection of Wall and Broad, enjoys the cooling off they observe. The agreement lowers reciprocal duties by 115% once more, and China will lessen its pressure on U.S. goods from 125% to 10%. Tariffs on Chinese imports will be temporarily reduced by the U.S. from 145% to 30%. You know, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent disclosed that China's stomping of Biden allowed this breakthrough to occur under President Trump. In any case, you go now, we should continue. Have you ever wondered what XRP actually represents? What does the letter X represent? For non-national currencies, the conventional currency prefix is X. RP is an acronym for ripples, which was used in the early days. It was a term for the native asset of the ledger. Additionally, there are 5 significant obstacles that holders of XRP have surmounted in recent years. You and R3 were involved in a legal dispute in 2017 and 2018. In 2015, you violated the Bank Secrecy Act and received a FinCEN penalty. From 2020 to 2025, you were the target of an SEC litigation. You have price swings and market instability. I take it that you also have worldwide regulatory ambiguity? The laws in each of these many nations varies. What on earth will happen then? The United States must pull itself together.